who are in a state of invasion. I mean, welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. This is episode number 649 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'm going live on YouTube, live on TikTok. How is everybody doing? What's going on? That's right, Robert. If you're not early, you're late. I didn't tell you guys I showed up to a hearing with a judge the other day at 3:32. I was supposed to be there at 3:30. The judge was not happy. The judge was not happy at all and said, I don't know why I let you attend by phone. People take it much more seriously when I make them come into the courtroom. And of course, I should have been there on time. I'm going to be taking questions from TikTok and from YouTube. I'm going to do my best. Looks like Cooley's got some cool new glasses on. Are those new glasses, new spectacles? They're yellow, my friends. They're yellow. It looks like blue blockers. That's what I'm talking about. I think my grandma had those back in the day. No offense, dear Hooley. All right. Go ahead and hop into the waiting room if you can. Can my son still go to the I-45 interview without the letter? We didn't receive it. That's a good question. I don't think security will let you into USCIS without the 45 letter. So you need to figure out a way to get it. Maybe call USCIS, maybe look online. Of course, the question would be, how do you know that there's an interview if you don't have the notice itself? That's a little strange. Here's a good question from Fons Bonitas. Is 221G considered a denial? I want to be extra careful in answering a question in 45. That's a refusal. So it's not technically a denial. 221G means this is for people that apply for an embassy for a visa and they get 221G. That means that the embassy doesn't feel they have enough evidence to make a decision on your case. They can't approve the visa or outright refuse it for good. There's a lot of case law that says a 221G is not a denial. So I think you'd be safe saying no, I haven't had a denial if that's all that you had. JD's asking, how do you see without your glasses? My glasses are very thick. Everybody can see how thick my glasses are. On the blue screen, on the old blue screen, you could see, even here, you can see like, well, hold on, like you can see deep into the sides of my head. How about that? So I'm blind as a bat without my glasses. I was playing pool basketball with the kids yesterday, and I am no good without my glasses. All right, so we're not here to talk about glasses. We're here to answer immigration questions, and we're going to start the show with Amir. Hi, Amir.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I have a question. I just got married and I need to apply for a green card for my wife and her son. Now, her son just about to turn 21 on August 20th this month. So, what is the status of the son? I know for my wife, I can apply with the marriage visa, marriage green card, but how can I apply also for the status for her son?
Are the woman and her son in the United States or outside the United States?
In the United States.
And what is the status of the under 21-year-old kid?
A visiting visa. They've been in the US for almost 4 months.
They just came?
4 months ago, yes.
How long have you been married?
4 months ago.
Wait a minute. So that's a whole.
So I'm originally from Israel. I got married over here, and we've been in a relationship for almost like 5 years. And she decided to come with me and see if she want to live in the U.S. And she says that she's fine with the living in the U.S. So we want to apply for a green card for her. But
Well, time out. What was the day she arrived in the United States?
um,
Roughly.
March 28th
When did you get married?
on February 22nd.
So you got married outside the United States.
Yes.
Okay. And She already had her visa at the time that you got married.
Yes,
Okay. And when she came through customs, what was the reason she told the people that she was coming to the United States?
visiting.
And did she visit?
Yeah, she's still here.
Did you guys come on the same trip?
Yes.
Did anybody from CBP ask her anything about you?
No.
So, and then when did you become a citizen?
I became a citizen 8 months ago, 9 months ago,
And how did you get your green card?
through previous marriage
Ah, okay. So when did that marriage end?
on April 2019.
Oh, okay. So so you applied on the 5-year rule for your citizenship?
Yes.
Did this person that you are married to now, did you know them back in Israel? Did you know them before you met
So
the American?
we started dating on October 2019, and now we decided to, after like 4 years, we decided to get married, and we got married.
So was the divorce final before you met her or after you met her?
Yes, yes. The divorce was final on April 2019, and I met her on October 2019.
Okay. All right. And has she been to the United States before?
Yes, one time last year.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So everything's fine with her, but the kid doesn't get the benefit of the marriage because it's a boy, right?
Yes.
He was over 18 when the relationship was formed.
He was
You just
less than 18 when we started. Cause
no, when you got married. When you got
oh
married.
yes, yes, yes.
I'm sorry.
He was,
When the legal relationship was formed. I didn't mean the actual dating relationship. The actual legal marriage. The
the
marriage.
marriage. Yeah, he's now 20 and he's almost 21. So it's like 5 months ago, 4 months
So he
ago.
so he has to leave on time on the
Yes.
6 months, and then um, when his mother gets a green card, she can apply for him. But that's a 10-year. Right now, it's a 9 or 10-year wait.
So basically, there's no status for her son until my wife get the 10-year green card, or after 10 years, she can apply for him.
No, till she gets her. Once she gets her green card, she can apply for him. But then there's currently a 10-year wait for the unmarried children of green card holders. If he gets married, then he's out altogether.
I see. And is there any other solution to keep him in the US with my wife?
He could apply for a student visa, but if his mom's applying for an I-130 to stay in the United States, that's going to be problematic. So, they're going to think he's not coming back.
I see.
And more importantly, he's pretty much at the end of his B1, B2. So if he applied tomorrow to change status, if he had a school that wanted to take him and he had an I-20 and applied tomorrow, he might not know for 8 or 9 months, and that would be well past when he's supposed to leave. So it's going to screw up his ability to come back if he tries to do it all here, so I wouldn't recommend that.
I see. So if he apply for a student visa from back home.
Right. But they might ask, "Where's your mom?" And he might say, "Oh, she's getting a green card." And if he says that, then they might not let him come at all.
So basically, we've been like almost 4 years of a long distance relationship, and her condition to stay in the U.S. if her son could stay with her in the U.S.
Well, that's not going to happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thanks, Amir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You got it. Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Kenny says, went for I-130 and 45 interview on July 15th and got I-130 approved next day, but nothing on the 45. Yeah, that happens. So I have a video on that. If your I-130 gets approved, but your 485 does not, that probably means they're concerned. USCIS is concerned that there's a reason why you can't adjust your status. There's something that might make you inadmissible. A lot of times that's because you were out of status at some point, or you have some kind of a overstay issue from before, if your spouse is a green card holder, or if you have any kind of criminal stuff. So usually those are the reasons why an I-130 would get approved, but a 45 would not. All right. Emma's been waiting. Hello, Emma. Emily, are you there? Hello. I don't know. All right, Emma's not here. Do you have services here in Utah? Immigration's federal, so there's lots of cases that we handle from all over the country. In fact, even though our main office is in St. Louis, only 15% of our clients come from Missouri. So we handle immigration all over the United States. Dylan is here. Hello, Dylan.
Hey Jim, how's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
What's that hat? What's that hat you got on?
Charlotte Hornets.
Nice.
So I got a K1 visa in. We're almost done with it. We've already gotten the NOA to pass through the National Visa Center, and right now we're sitting at the Bangkok Embassy. The trouble we're running into is we've already booked 2 appointments. The first one we had to reschedule because when she went for her medical, they found a spot on the x-ray, had to do a sputum test.
For tuberculosis?
Yeah. Had to reschedule again because she tested positive for tuberculosis. We were finally able to find an appointment. We got one in October, but the problem is her work visa to stay in Thailand expires in September. We don't know if she'll be legally allowed to be in the country to attend that interview. What would you do in this situation?
What's her home country?
Philippines.
You know, that's going to be a long wait for an immigrant visa interview. I would go ahead.
I've tried a couple things here. I've tried reaching out to my local senator and congressman. Haven't really gotten anything there. They pretty much just told me to keep checking for a newer appointment, but where I've already rescheduled twice, I'm not able to reschedule again.
So I would focus on I would probably try to find a lawyer to see how can I get her to stay in Thailand. I'd rather you do that than move the appointment again. You know, while it's absolutely understandable that things had to get postponed because of the medical, also the more you do it, the more, you know, it looks like a messy file, even if it's not. So I would focus on trying to figure out how can she legally stay an extra month in the Philippines. Here we just file a request to change status from work to visit, and then she'd have the ability to show she's in status.
All right.
But I don't know if you can do that there.
I'll look around for a Thai immigration lawyer and see what they can figure out for us.
All right, cool. Good luck.
Thank you.
Let us know how it goes, Dylan. Thanks, buddy. All right. We got a comment here on YouTube that I think is interesting from Karaya. It's our marriage green card interview tomorrow, Saturday. Must be Baltimore, some damn hard working place. Yeah, rainy day here in DC. Yeah, so I figured that was Baltimore because Baltimore works hard. You guys know I like that Baltimore. Both are good places. So let's talk about a green card interview. So if you're having a green card interview tomorrow based on marriage or anything else, you know, there's 2 big things. One is the I-130 and the other is the I-45. Those are the 2 forms that you should be focusing on today and tomorrow. So if I'm an immigration officer, usually what they do is they handle the I-130 first or the 45 first. And, you know, the 45 is all about the beneficiary. So a lot of times they'll ask, just in order to get everybody involved in the process, they'll ask the U.S. citizen the I-130 questions, and they'll ask the beneficiary the 45 questions, because those are all the ones like, have you ever been a terrorist? Have you ever been married to 2 people at the same time? You know, do you plan to come to the United States to practice? Oh, Fairfax. Okay, cool. Practice prostitution, right? So, so those are all going to be directed towards the beneficiary. Then you have the marriage questions and proving up the marriage. You know, a lot of times they'll do both spouses, but a lot of officers will direct those questions to the U.S. citizens. So I would go over all the questions on the forms. I would bring updated marital evidence. I would get there a half hour early. I would Saturdays are great because Saturdays nobody's fucking around on a Saturday. Nobody wants to be there for long. The officers, it's at 9 a.m., so they'll be ready to go. Probably won't have to wait too long. I didn't know Fairfax worked on Saturdays. That's great too. Glad to see USCIS trying to move some things. Of course, you know, we have to remember that in this day and age, 80% of green card interviews are being waived. So might try to act and ask and guess why is my case even being scheduled for an interview? You know, that's something that I'd be worried about. I'd be spending some time thinking about that. Usually that involves the beneficiary being out of status or having had prior applications of some sort. Might be that they're going to look at the non-immigrant visa that you use to get in the United States. That's another thing to sort of keep in mind. So I don't know if I said your name right or not, but best of luck to you. Those are the kinds of things that I'd be thinking about today if I had a green card interview at 9 a.m. at the Fairfax USCIS office. Hope it goes well. We'll be here at 11. So 9 a.m. your time is 8 a.m. our time. We'll be here. I'm going to do tomorrow's show at 11 Central Time, so you can let us know how it goes tomorrow. Hopefully, you'll be saying, "Yeah, bitch, I got my green card approved, motherfuckers." That would be the best thing if you could come on and let us know that, because that would make us happy, especially on a Saturday. All right. Good luck. Amber, what you got?
Oh, yeah. Hi. So I'm speaking on behalf of my sister Emma, and then so she arrived on May 23rd this year on a B1 and B/B2 visa, and the goal is to have her stay and then not leave the USA. And then there are
Hold on.
oh, yeah, you don't have time, so I want to tell
I
you
got all
everything.
the time in the world. So the goal is her to come visit on her B1, B2.
No, the goal is for her to stay, and she came on May 23rd with B1/B2.
Wait, did you just argue with me and say no, her plan is to stay? Is that what you said?
Yes, I did say that.
Do you know why I said, do you understand why I said what I
Yeah, I
said?
guess I understand. I should not have said that. The goal is to travel here in the United States.
Nobody should say that. She should stop saying that. She should stop thinking that. So she came on a visit.
Correct.
And when she got her visa, she was planning on going back to the United States, or going back home from the United States, right?
Yes.
Got it?
Yes.
All right, cool. Now ask me your question.
Oh, okay. And then so now the goal has changed for her to stay. And then thank you so much for the question. And then so right now I am not an attorney, right? And I can just propose several things based on what I know, and your expertise is greatly appreciated here. One is to extend the B1, B2, and then apply for F1. And I did apply for her family-based green card around 11 years ago, and the priority date.
Time out. So let's talk about that. So when she filled out her DS-160 to come on a visit, they would have asked, "Has anybody ever filed an immigrant visa petition on your behalf?" What did she say on that DS-160?
I actually am not sure. You said yes? Yes. She said yes.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I would get onto the portal and download a copy of what she submitted, because she's going to want to have that forever. That's true for anybody. Anybody who gets a non-immigrant visa to the United States, always keep the DS-160, a copy of it, because you never know what they're going to say you said. So that's always important to keep that. So that's great. If she said that, that's good. Okay. So basically, so she's here in the United States. She really likes it. She doesn't feel like going back, and she's thinking about what are her options to stay.
Yes, and she also works in the legal field for decades, and then she was an advocate of for 200 something victims that suffer from a scheme called P2P. And if you Google it, it's kind of something sponsored by the Chinese government. And then there are a lot of grassroots Chinese that lost a lot of money. And then Chinese government prevent the victims from going after the people that operate that platform. And then she was an advocate for those people. And then she was threatened by the Chinese police. And my dad also was threatened by the Chinese police because she was doing work advocating for their legal rights. And then she also is considering whether or not she can apply for asylum. And I do not know. Oh, go ahead, sir.
I mean, that sounds like a decent asylum case to me. You know, I mean, how long ago did that shit go down?
Why don't you come here? And then
since 2020, and this case has lasted for 4 years, and it has not been closed.
Right. So but she's been living in China for the last 4 years after this happened?
Yes, I represent the victim ever since 2019. and trying to get the criminal arrested took 2 years, and all our efforts got denied by the Chinese government, and I was threatened and harassed by the Chinese police, and even getting my COVID vaccine is a problem.
Tell me about the harassment from the police.
They would go to my home late in the midnight or early in the morning and threaten me not to go to the government authorities, and ask me to go into the police station in the midnight, ask me to write a confession saying that I'm doing something wrong. While I'm not actually, I just asked the victim to call the police if they think they are got into a fraudulent scheme.
Yeah.
But organizing victims to call the police is considered a threat to the stability of the Chinese society. That's why I kind of consider to be to under the watch, and all my WeChat messages got
Monitor.
and
How do you know?
because if I let's say I say in a group chat saying that I'm going to the government tomorrow morning and we are going to have breakfast around which restaurant, and when I get there will be fully armed police officer waiting for me there and asking me what breakfast I'm eating. And if I book any plane and train ticket going to Beijing, and even though I'm going to visit Beijing for a complete different reason, and the police will go to train station and stop me from getting on the plane or train to Beijing, because they, and if I call any authorities or even list the telephone number for the victim to call for the authorities, they will ask me not to do that. And one time the government got 3 police officers asking me to take a ride with them, and asking me to withdraw my complaint. If not, I'm going to be arrested. But they are not actually arrested me before. It's all the I think they are clever that way, because probably arresting me, and I have a comrade got arrested for treason because she talks to a Japanese reporter about this, and sentenced to 6 years in prison.
So I'm very sorry that you went through this. To me, this sounds like a pretty strong asylum case just in the 5 minutes that we've talked. Obviously, everybody would have to do a lot more digging, and, it'd be best if she could apply for asylum within the 6 months of her B1, B2. I wouldn't mess with an extension. If you can get, I would focus on trying to get the asylum case on file before her 6 months are up. Or if you need a little more time, I would file for an extension and then file. The rule is that you have to file asylum within 1 year. That's one rule. But also, if you ever want to maintain your status and be able to maybe adjust on something other than a marriage, it's good to file for that asylum in those first 6 months, or get an extension and file within those following 6 months. But you don't know for sure if the extension is going to be granted. So I would focus on filing an asylum case in the 6 months that she was originally given.
The concern is, what if she got denied, and then the first round, and then at the court, then she has to go. And if she filed for asylum, Chinese government knows about it. it will be very dangerous for her to go back.
Right. So
This
she
is why I'm thinking about F1 simultaneously.
it's fine.
Oh, you think that is okay? Okay.
It's not what I would do. I would focus on asylum.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
if she can go to school, if she can work on degrees, if she's sort of in that vein, then there's no downside to it. But I would focus first and foremost on getting that asylum case on file in the first 6 months.
F1 is non-immigrant visa. I came to the US on F1, and then asylum is not non-immigrant. So you think they can coexist?
Immigrant intent and asylum isn't a thing. That's not something you have to worry about.
Okay. So yeah, and then in order not to sacrifice the family-based green card, in case the asylum is no, should I sponsor her to just continue this 10-year wait on F1 visa?
So
Okay, so say that if asylum turn out to be a no from the judge, from the
I
court.
mean, that's gonna be 4 or 5 years, right?
Correct.
So I don't know how many more years until her visa priority date becomes current. I would do both. I leave the green card case on file. If you want to file for an F1, go ahead. I don't know that you need to, but if you want to, that's fine. I'm not going to stop you. And then make sure you file the asylum claim. Those are all fine. You can do all those things.
The F1 based on Matthew told me that is because when the family base become current, which I anticipate is about 11 years, looking at the history, then she has to show that she has been in the US with lawful presence, and asylum is not lawful presence.
So I argue that it is. I argue, and USCIS has decided that it is, but getting them to agree to that, you're right, is a problem.
Okay, so the safest is F1 for the family base and asylum. Jim, you are very confident in.
No, baby, I'm not confident about I'm not confident about anything.
Okay.
These are morons we're talking about.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was asking in terms of her case, in terms of asylum.
I heard about her case for 5 minutes. I'd have to look it all over and see what we can document and what other people support it. But that friend getting arrested, I think, is sad, but it's helpful to your sister's case. All right, I'm going to go, Amber. Thanks so much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to TikTok, see what we got. Do you work with work, asylum, and education visas? Well, we do handle asylum cases. We do handle work visas. And what was the other one? Education? No, we don't help with F1s or J1s. Those are, I think that's right. I think that lady is trying to play lawyer. I think they probably need to get some help. I wouldn't file that asylum. That asylum case sounds good. So a lot of people say, well, because I got a good case, I should just do it on my own. That, to me, that's the wrong way of thinking about it. Because you got a good case, that's when you really want a lawyer, because you want to make it really strong. That's what I think. I got my green card 3 months ago. USCIS approved my TPS yesterday. I thought they will see I have the green card. No, left hand usually doesn't know what right hand is doing. So the fact that your TPS got approved after you got a green card, that's fine. I don't think I'd mess anything with it. I would just leave it. I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't turn down the TPS. I wouldn't notify them that I have a green card. I would just keep everything I got. Erez is here. Hello, Erez.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. I have a question. Me and my wife, we filed adjustment of status a month ago, and we're a little bit confused with the REF we got for the I-864. We filed it with a joint sponsor, and I think the REF is very generic, so we don't really know what is the problem. We think that
RFEs for affidavit of support, they hardly ever tell you what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You got to sort of guess. So did you your spouse is the U.S. citizen?
Yes, she is.
So did she submit 3 years of tax returns, fill out her own I-64 and all that stuff?
So no, she was studying. She has been studying for the past 2 years. So until recently. So we added an explanation that she.
That's why you got the RFE. She has to file tax returns for the last 3 years. She has to file an I-864, even if it's all zero. they cannot consider the joint. They will not consider the joint sponsor if they don't have everything from. She's the primary sponsor. She has to sign the forms. She has to promise to support you. The joint sponsor is only a backup. But if she doesn't do everything that I just said, they will not process the case.
Even if we have a joint sponsor, I thought that they will just move
wrong.
on to.
That is wrong.
Okay.
That's why you got.
So we just need to. So she needs to file the taxes, and then she doesn't have, her income is below the minimum wage. That's okay because we are using a joint sponsor.
Right. That's right. But see, now this is the problem. How much time you got left on your RFE?
3 months. It's until November.
Okay, that's good. So that should be enough time to get her 3 years of taxes done and the I-864. But that's the issue.
Okay. And okay, so we'll do it. And I have a question in regards to the joint sponsor. He hasn't filed the taxes for the recent year because he has an extension, and we added also the explanation from the IRS that he has the approval that he has an extension. So that should be okay, right? His income is more, and
for all 3 years. So he doesn't have 2023. So 2022, 21, and 20.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Yeah, we added the tax transcript and also his W-2s.
Well, here's what I'll say about that business. You now have an extension till November. If he got an extension, it's till October. So hopefully you can send in his taxes too. So you want to. My job as an immigration lawyer is to take away reasons for them to say no. You're giving them all these little reasons to say no. Get rid of all those. Get his taxes done, or get another co-sponsor. Get your wife's taxes on file, and get her I-864 done.
Okay, so you say it's worth to wait those 2 months and just make it done and not.
That's right. I think you're gonna need 6 weeks to get her taxes done anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Hey, Rez, see ya. Yep. A lot of people make that mistake. They think, well, I'm using a co-sponsor, so I can send in whatever the F I want about my spouse, and that's not how it works. Meklo asks, when you pass the NVC stage, what happens next, sir? Well, when you pass the NVC stage and they say you're documentally qualified, then you're just waiting for an embassy to receive your case, put you in the line, and schedule you do your medical, and then hopefully that'll be all you need until you get your interview. P, what you got?
Jim,
how you doing?
TGIF.
Of course.
Doing good, sir. How about you?
Great.
I have a quick question. I've been in immigration court since 2021, and 2 weeks ago, an immigration judge recently terminated proceedings. Prior to that, I had submitted my I-130 and 485. So my question is, do I need to send a letter to USCIS letting them know I'm out of immigration court so they can reopen the 485?
A letter, and a copy of the order. Yep.
Yes, I did a letter, a copy of the order, my receipt notice for 485 and I-130 and all of that stuff. So I just wanted to know if I should wait on that or just go ahead and put in an app for a new 485.
Sorry, my daughter texted me right when you said that. The last piece, are you saying, are you okay with the 45 you have, or should you file a new one? Was that the question?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find out.
The I-130 has been approved?
No, they haven't called us for an interview for the I-130.
Yeah, so I would how long ago did you file the I-130?
2021.
Oh, shit. And it's still pending? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Well, here's what I would do. I would send a letter to the local field office and to the service center that has your case. And I would say, yo, it's me, P, and my proceedings have been terminated. P for proceedings. My proceedings have been terminated, and I am going to adjust my status with USCIS. You fools have been sitting on my I-130 for 3 years. Here's a copy of the order terminating proceedings. If you don't approve, or if you don't finish deciding my I-130 and 45 in the next 30 or 45 days, I'm going to have Jim sue you to do the whole thing.
I love it.
And you might not, you might need to, just because whenever you're talking about an I-130 plus adjustment, plus court, that's always a problem, especially if you file the 45 before proceedings are terminated. We always do the I-130 separately, get that approved, then go. I mean, so you're telling me, just to be clear, because this will actually help me in other cases, you're telling me that your proceedings were terminated without an approved I-130, just a pending I-130 and sort of proof that the marriage was valid. Yeah, dude, we're trying to do that. We're trying to do that right now for 2 other people. I've been telling people to do that because nobody knows if old Trump gets elected, if that shit's going to end.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that worked for you. Which court was it?
It was in Seattle, the immigration court in Seattle.
Yeah, good. So
But the tricky part is, the case got dismissed, and then I moved to Texas. So I recently transferred my case from Seattle to Houston, Texas. So you're saying I still need to send a letter to the Houston field office, correct?
So, but it was a Seattle judge that terminated proceedings. And when you filed the I-130 and the 45, you listed an address in Seattle, but since then you've moved to Houston.
No, when I filed the I-130 and 485, I was in Columbia, South Carolina.
It's a geography quiz, Jim. Okay, so okay.
Yeah, I moved. I filed initially in South Carolina, and then I moved. I got a job with Amazon, so they moved me to Seattle, and then I transferred my case from South Carolina to Seattle, and then stayed in Seattle for like
the deportation case. But now you're in Houston.
Yeah. Now I'm in Houston. Yes.
How long ago did you notify Houston USCIS that you had moved from Washington to Texas?
I think on the 24th of last month. Yeah, on the 26th actually of July.
Yeah, so you might just let things settle down a little bit. I mean, I would notify Houston that you got your deportation order. I would tell them that this case has been pending for 3 years. Can you guys hurry up? And then if they don't hurry up in a month or two, then I'd go ahead and sue them.
Yeah, because the marriage is gonna be 5 years this month, and it's just
good.
like
yeah.
Okay.
And everything's cool. Everything's cool with the marriage. Awesome.
My wife went to court with me and all, so yeah.
Perfect. Good. Well, if you want our help now, we can help now. You want our help later, we can help later. Whatever you want. Okay, P.
I'm gonna send a letter, and then if I don't hear anything back in like a month, then I'll probably reach out to you guys for that mandate.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Probably like end of September, maybe, because if you're gonna do a lawsuit, it'd be nice to get that done too before Trump comes, if he does.
Yes.
All right. See you, buddy. Congrats.
Thank you, Chief.
Good stuff. See ya. All right. Creaky Bone says, my conservative small town mom has switched her vote from Trump to Kamala. Well, that's good news. That's good news. All right. How's everybody doing on TikTok? What we got going on over here? Ask me a question. Come on now. My I-130 was approved a year ago. I'm married with a U.S. citizen, and until now, I don't have an answer. Is that an adjustment case, Tony, or is it a green card? Or is it Hina says check on Slack. Thank you, Hina. All right, let's do that. Hina's slacking me. I thought you might be busy today, Hina. Oh, there's my chin. My chin's on TikTok. Married to a U.S. citizen. Will my 45 be denied for working to help support our household? For working? No, it will not be denied because of that. Dex says, I got my green card 3 months ago. USA's approved. Oh, we did that one already. Above Quality Roofing says, applied I-130 February 2023. Still hasn't been approved. Since been deported. How to get approved? That's someone who needs to come on the show. So just so you guys know, everybody knows. So I do the Immigration Answers show on YouTube, and I do that probably 4 times a week or so. We're going to do it tomorrow at 11 a.m. So check us out on YouTube. Just look for Jim Hacking or Immigration Answers show. That fact pattern, approved I-130 in February of last year, still hasn't been approved. Since been deported, how to get approved. The I-130 is the easy part. All the other stuff's the hard part. All right. Can I apply for an ITIN to start a business? while I wait for the work permit and SSN. Anybody can apply for an ITN, so go for it. El Sinai says, I traveled to Mexico. My DACA expires in September. I come back August. Will I have a problem to be let back in? I assume this person has advanced parole, and I don't think they'll have a problem coming back. Is it safe to travel with advanced parole? I'm a J1 overstay, but didn't show up on my I-94 that I overstayed. If you're married to a U.S. citizen and applying for adjustment of status, and that's the basis of your advanced parole, that's a different person. I would not recommend traveling until you actually get your green card. All right, we'll come back, Hina. Thanks for keeping those going for us. All right. Cool Deep is here. What's up, Cool Deep?
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm good. I have a question about my friend. His asylum got granted in 2021, and he applied for green card in 2022, and because of some reasons, it got declined in 2023 because he has like a misdemeanor pending because of that, and he applied in 2024 again. So just wanted to check in and see like is there any way we can expedite his process?
Well, what happened to the misdemeanor?
It got dismissed.
Okay, so Cool Deep, I don't know if you watched the show before, but a lot of people say things get dismissed. So there's lots of kinds of dismissals. There's a dismissal where the judge says, I'm looking at this file against Cool Deep's friend, and this is all BS. I'm not proceeding with this bullshit, and closes it. Or the prosecutor says, the witness has moved to Australia and we're not going to proceed anymore, and they close it. Then there's things where people say it's dismissed, but they got probation, they pled guilty to something else. Do you know which kind it is?
I'm sure he did some community service, and after that,
what was the charge? What was the charge?
It was like cruelty to child because I'm not sure. Like it was cruelty to child.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Did it get amended to something else? Here's the real question.
Mm-hmm.
Did he talk to an immigration lawyer about the consequences of pleading guilty before he pleaded guilty?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so that was a big mistake. So the question we have to ask, you're asking about expediting the green card. I'm worried about him. You know, like it's hard to deport someone who receives asylum, but it can be hard for an asylum seeker with certain crimes to get a green card. So does he have a lawyer?
For the green card adjustment of status?
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. Like he applied on its own.
So he's going in blind, dude. For all I know, that could be a deportable offense. He doesn't, and for all he knows, it could be a deportable offense.
Misdemeanor.
I don't know. It's a crime of violence against children, dude. You know, those are their own separate kind of a crime, even if it's a misdemeanor.
Okay.
What I'm saying is
those are the like false things. Like it was like a misunderstanding, so it got dismissed after that.
Well, no, you said it got dismissed after he did community service, so that means he pled guilty to something.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he went for community service as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what I'll say: dude needs a lawyer.
Okay.
So,
so what will be the next process? Like the immigration will contact him for the interview, or like?
Well, they might call him into the interview and then take him into custody and try to put him in deportation for the crime. I don't know. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying I don't know, and if I don't know, that means he doesn't know. And if he's going in there blind, today I get my green card. It's the second time I've been applying, and hopefully everything will be okay. But he doesn't know because I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So best way is to find a lawyer and just let him know about all the process, and they can help us, right?
That's right.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Cool. See you, bud. All right. Hey, everybody. I was going to tell you that I got a new bobblehead that we're going to add to our collections. How about that? Wonder Woman. So we're going to add that. This is back from when Nor and I went to Metropolis, Illinois, and we stopped off at the Superman store. So that was fun. So we'll add her back there. We need some more women representation. We got, let's see, Hannibal Lecter, and then we got my dad, and then we got Saul, And then we got Keith Hernandez. So, all right. One question. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you very, very quietly. Can you talk a little louder?
Oh, I'm very sorry. Is it a little better now?
That's better. Yep, go for it.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me. I kind of messed up my case before I have one. I recently got married. It wasn't planned, so I'm currently sitting in the US. I missed my flight. On the marriage license, I said that I want to change my name to my husband's name, so my passport's gonna be invalid, and I need to go to the German embassy in LA to get the new passport with that stuff, but it takes like 3 months or so or longer till I get it. So for filing my paperwork for immigration, do I need to use my maiden name or can I use my married name?
What do you want to do?
Filing the paperwork for immigration, the I-130 with all the other like 6 forms, and I don't know which name I can use for it because my marriage certificate will be my new last name, but on my passport is my old last name.
And will you change your passport before you apply for your green card?
I think I can apply now for my green card already, or should I wait just for it? I was planning to change my passport as soon as possible.
Right. So you keep jumping ahead, and so I'm asking you questions, and then you jump to the next thing. So what name do you want to go? Forget immigration. Forget your passport. What name do you want to go by?
I would like to go by my new name because I want to have my new name on my soon-to-have passport and on my green card.
When you get your new passport, will they give you your old one back?
I don't know for sure, but I think it is by German law that they can make the old one invalid and I can keep it.
Yeah. So here's what I would do. I would scan in color. I do a color scan of each page of my passport, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would go ahead and change my passport in LA to the new name that you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then apply for your green card with your new name. But you're gonna have to show proof of your old passport, of the name change, all that stuff, proof that you entered with a valid visa, and that's why I want to make sure you keep a copy of the old one, okay?
Okay, so I can't file anything, not the I-130 or anything right now before I got my passport changed?
Well, I don't use words like can't, because you can do whatever you want. Okay. What I'm recommending is you get your name squared away.
Yeah.
Until before you file. Otherwise, if you file now with the passport that you have, and then your green card is headed in that way, your green card is going to have your old name on it, and you're not going to like that over time. So, like, let's say you got a new passport and sent that to them after you sent in the I-130, they would never really pay attention to that. They just don't make those connections. So I think you're setting yourself up for more problems if you don't do it the way I said.
Okay. If I have it written on my marriage license that I want to change my name, but don't change it actually right now, can I do the name change later?
Well, so that begs a different question. And by the way, you said you only had one question, so I'm
sorry. Yeah, I got you.
Teasing you. It happens every single time. And lawyers do it all the time. I only have one more question for the witness. My real advice, which I talk to about all the time, is wait until you become a citizen, a U.S. citizen, to mess around with your name. Like, don't change your maiden name and stuff until you're going for your citizenship. That's the best approach.
Okay. So is it that's another question. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I was just teasing you.
So is it a problem that I have written on my marriage certificate that I just got that my new name will be the last name of my spouse?
Not for federal purposes, nope.
Okay. So I can just keep my passport, keep everything, file everything under my old name and on my passport and stuff later. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you very, very much.
Good luck. Congrats on getting married.
Thank you.
See ya. All right. Everybody's talking about Seinfeld. Now, listen. It's all well and good that Robert references Keith Hernandez as being from the Cardinals or from the Mets. But what he forgets is that Keith Hernandez was a St. Louis Cardinal before he was traded to the Mets. And in fact, he was my favorite St. Louis Cardinal before being traded. He got traded for 2 crappy pitchers. It was the saddest day of my baseball childhood. He was traded for Neil Allen and Rick Ownby, 2 guys who pitched maybe 2 whole innings for the Cardinals in their career. Of course, Keith Hernandez is a borderline Hall of Famer, and he was great on Seinfeld. But that bobblehead back there is Keith Hernandez is a Cardinal. He got traded because the whole clubhouse of the Cardinals was high as a kite on coke, and he was sent to New York to try to shake that up and sort of change that dynamic in the clubhouse. But I very much missed old Keith Hernandez when he left for New York. All right. Kasana wants to know, can you send me your real office number? That's good, because there's a lot of scammers on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok, be wary of the fake Jim hackings, lots of fake immigration hacking. So we'll never ask you to send us money through TikTok or anything else. The only time people send us money is after they sign a legal contract with us. So there are like 12 fake Jim immigration hacking type TikTok accounts. So in answer to your question, our real number is 314-961-8200. 314-961-8200. If you want to email us, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Yeah, Erica says, I received so many profiles with your name and picture. Yeah, that sucks. All right, let me go back to some TikTok questions. How long does it take to review a request for evidence? Been 8 months so far. Might need to sue on that one. Married to a U.S. citizen. Will my I-45 be denied? No, we did that one. USCIS approved my I-130, but on SEAC, only my spouse's name is there, but my stepchildren are not. Asim, if you're a green card holder, you only needed to file I-130, but if you're a U.S. citizen, you needed a separate I-130. All right, my friends, I'm going to show that to Amani. She's going to be pissed. Hey, friends on TikTok, I usually don't get mad like that, but sometimes I do. All right, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central. If you guys want on TikTok, I'll include you guys too. That'll be a little harder because Hina won't be there to try to help me screen the calls, but I think I did okay before I realized she was sending them to me. Yeah, he knew. He knew. He can say all he wants. He didn't know. Oh my God. Wait till I show Amani. Oh my God. She's going to be so mad. I don't know. I know you guys, this is probably true of a lot of different, immigrant communities. But the one thing I love about Egyptians is they really don't want you to think that Egyptian people are bad, right? Or that all Egyptian people are like that. And of course we don't, right? But Amani has a special level of anger when people from Egypt do dumb things, right? So, I'm getting told to verify TikTok. Yeah, so Amani, my wife, gets very upset. Record Amani's reaction, please. Oh, maybe I will. Hey, that lady who said she has her interview tomorrow, she said she watched Amani's video. So if anybody's getting ready for their green card interview, I mean, what I just did with that guy is sort of close. But Amani as an immigration officer, check that out if you're getting ready for your interview, because she's got it down pat how officers act when they're really mad. So I hope you all have a great day, a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, we'll be off on Sunday. Tomorrow's show, 11 a.m. I'm going out. Apparently, Nora was texting me because we're doing driving questions. Oh, yeah, Raphael's right. That's right, Raphael. I forgot. There's a question on the N400. If you marry 2 people at the same time. That's actually the question. I think they took off polygamy and they said, have you ever been married to 2 people at the same time? And now somebody tells me, I don't know who said that, but somebody said, maybe it was Jay Cruz, that he posted all this on visa journey. Why he comes to me to try to give him a different answer, and then to have the nerve to say, well, what if I just lie about the day? Are you fucking kidding me? All right, my friends, I'll see you guys later. Hope you all have a great day. I'm going to have to calm down. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll tell Nor, go sit over there and film your mom while I show her this video. She'll get really mad. I don't drink beer, Glenn, but I will do something fun and relaxing. Hope you guys all have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow at 11. Bye, guys. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion.